Oh, good morning, my Teaserking family. I have a haircut at 10:45, so I gotta leave about 10:20. So we'll do about an hour today. Um, Wanted to talk to you. Just college football is starting um, tomorrow. I have 2 picks posted already. I will have more. I will have 3, 7, 9. I should have about 5 teasers. I'll post more today. Um, anyway, I want to show you something. Okay, so I'm going to show you on PayPal. If you guys pay me off site, or just buy something, if you could use friends and family, that would save me 3.5%. Of course, I appreciate and happy to help with when you buy Teaser King, when you buy the picks, but you have a choice where it says friends and family. If you could please do that quickly. Gold 33.84. You can see 33.84. It's 33.74. Then it's 33.84. Then it's 33.75, and then it's 33.84. This is so fixed. It's ridiculous. It's way undervalued, but I just want to show you. Silver 38.31 is way low. You get these people on YouTube who say, "Oh, it's about to go. It's a silver squeeze. You got to buy tomorrow." I mean, it's all bullshit. Yes, there's demand for silver. Yes, there's demand for gold, but everybody could buy every ounce of gold and the silver, and it's not going to go up in price because the price is predicated based on the options. This is options. This is not physical gold being bought and sold. Nobody's selling there. Nobody's buying there. It's just simply options. It's Eddie Murphy and trading places. I want to buy, and they're buying the options, and the price goes up, and they sell the options, and the price goes down. So yeah, you're not. It's not anything to do with demand or supply in the physical world. So if we're buying physical gold and silver, it's got nothing to do with that. So just FYI that. So let me go into PayPal and just introduce you to, and I'm sure people don't realize, they're probably not in PayPal a lot. I'm in it. I send money to Daria, Jenna. Daria needs food. I'm sending her money. I believe it's real. If it's not, great. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Let's see. So let's say I'm sending money, and I can send, $10. I never answer what it's for. It's none of their business. So this is my IT guy. So I say send. And then up pops friends and family. You see that? So click on that, and then it's going to say, is this for services or for friends and family? Well, it's the difference. They don't charge for friends and family. They do charge for service. So if you could please hit friends and family, then as you see, friends and family pops up. PayPal fee 0, totals 10. I am sending, so he would get 10 and there'd be no fee. If you send it to me, it would be 10. Right now it's a 3% fee. So I would get charged $3. I'd only get 7. But if you can please do friends and family, which I would appreciate it, then I would get the full 10. That's all I'm saying. You're going to pay it anyway. If you could just please pay it friends and family. But, again, are you even aware of this? It's not set to friends and family, so you'd have to pick it. And that would be it. So if you could please do that. Sorry, Chris, I'm not sending you anything, but thank you for letting me use you. He does the IT on the site, and very, very good if you need an IT guy. So that's that. So let's go into NCAA. Let's just go through the lines and see if anything's changed. We got Boise 5.5, 62.5. It has gone down from 6.5 and 64. I'm not going to write it in now. I'll write it in later, but we'll just do it quick. Rutgers 15.5, 49.5. We'll see what kind of teams each team has. We've got North Carolina State 14 and 61.5. We got UCF 20.5, 53.5 to Jacksonville State. Now they had Rich Rodriguez last year. He's now at West Virginia. So we don't know what we're getting at Jacksonville State. They didn't play the first week. Wyoming 5.5, 48.5 to Akron, and that was 7.5. So that has come down a lot. We've got, Minnesota 17.5, 44.5. That's about the same. Minnesota with the freshman quarterback. Buffalo, an over team last year. Same coach. So in week 1B here, we're focusing on returning coach quarterback combinations. We know, like Iowa State, we knew what we were going to get, and that's fine. You can bet that. What's hard is, we got a new quarterback. We had a freshman at Minnesota. We don't know anything about him. We got a freshman at Michigan. We don't know anything about him. He might be Joe Montana, and he might be Bill Montana. And so that's why it's hard to bet it, because oh shit, I thought he was good, and he's not. And you're reading the hype, like Arch Manning. You think he's good, but he hasn't shown it. And I doubt it's going to show it against Ohio State. Right? Hey, Alex. Just emailed you a spreadsheet of starting college quarterbacks. Thought I'd share it. Exciting, another year of football is starting. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I have most of them from my Gray Sports Almanac. It doesn't give me all of them, but it gives me an idea. Like C.J. Carr, I knew was going to be the quarterback of Notre Dame. Well, they said he would be, and then they made it official. Now I still don't know who he is. And but thank you anyway. If you're gonna play, you just do the same thing you did last year. Is fine. Not a problem. I reward present customers. I used AI to get me the list and tell me where they played last year. The one guy from Western Kentucky was Abilene Christian. I knew that one. The problem is like Missouri State. Okay. But I looked at who they played. You don't know any of the names. However, I do see that they scored a lot. So this will be an interesting, if I want to play, let's say the over in the USC Missouri State game, because Missouri State scored on Division II teams. Are they going to score on USC? I don't know. This is the problem, right? Because they jump up. Delaware also jumping up. But I appreciate it, Alex. Let's see. Nebraska, 6.5, 52.5. Really hasn't moved much, a half point here and there. To Cincinnati. Nebraska, same coach, should bring a strong defense like they did last year. We don't know about Cincinnati. They were kind of an E team last year. Miami and Wisconsin, 17.5, 39. I have no idea about Wisconsin. I don't know what Luke Fickle's doing. Tried running the run and shoot with Tyler Van Dyke. That didn't work. Now I don't know what he's running. Ron Dane ain't coming back, so this will be curious. And Miami of Ohio, I know, is a very good MAC team. They were I think they were an under, 18 defense. So they come to play. They could hang in there. I'm not sure. The Army gets Tarleton State. Go Army. Beat Navy. App State 6.5, 50.5. Now I never bet Division I versus Division II. Never done it. I know there's lines for it, but you have no idea how they're going to match up. So App State 6.5, 50.5. You got a whole new quarterback and coach there. Charlotte's stunk last year. They got a new coach. I have no idea. This is not Joey Aguilar's team where I would just tease it down to even. I don't, we have to see. Maybe how DeQuan Finn now at quarterback will be interested to see how he plays. Well, he was really good at Toledo, and then he went to where did he go? Arkansas or somewhere, and he sucked, or Texas A&M or whatever. And then he's back here. Now, again, it all depends on the system. There are many offensive and defensive systems. A quarterback who's good in one system is not good in the other. Hendon Hooker of the Lions is a good, perfect example there. They ruined Hendon Hooker. If you're going to draft a guy from a different quarterback system, why? If you're not going to, do you think he's just going to learn your system? But your coach didn't teach him, Ben Johnson, and now the new guy, I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think the Lions are in big trouble with their coordinators. I was listening on the radio, and they'll be okay. No, they won't be okay. In preseason, the Bears scored 90 points in 3 games with the backups, and the Lions scored 48 in 4 games. Don't tell me they're fine. Don't tell me, because if Golf gets hurt, they're fucked. I don't like when they don't let the 2s quarterback play with the 1s. I think that's a big mistake, because the reason he's there is if the quarterback gets hurt. But if you don't let him ever play with the 1s, then the quarterback gets hurt, he goes in, he's never played with the 1s. He doesn't know any of their routes. It's poor planning. It's terrible coaching. That's the Lions. They make you think you have a good coach, but he messes up on a lot of the little stuff. All right. The 29th is Friday. So we're at Friday. App State, Charlotte's Friday. Wake Forest, 17.5, 51.5 to Kennesaw State. We don't know who Kennesaw State is this year. We'll have to find out. Michigan State, 20.5, 49.5 to Western. That's about where it was. The Oregon State coach and quarterback are in place for the second year. Western gets a new quarterback, same coach. Western's an over team. They should score some points on Michigan State. Michigan State was a W last year, so it's a big spread, I think, for Michigan State to all of a sudden cover. And no, that is not a pick just because I make a comment. Auburn, Baylor. Auburn 2.5, 57.5 over Baylor. Auburn has the quarterback from Oklahoma now, and Hugh Freeze, he was there when they went to the finals against Florida State, the game I won all the money on. Thank you, Hugh Freeze. Baylor, strong offense, great quarterback, great coach. All I can say. I would not be surprised if Baylor wins this game. I'm kind of surprised Auburn's the favorite, to tell you the truth. I don't care if they're SEC or NFL. Baylor at home is wicked, so I don't know. Colorado, 451.5 to prime time. Colorado, great coach, great quarterback, Heinz King. Key's the coach. They play well. They play big games. Colorado, a home dog, but a new quarterback, and it is not the Tulane quarterback. Ncaa. This is the guy from Liberty, Kelton Salter. He runs pretty good. He's not a quarterback. So it's the same guy as the other guy. He's more of a running dual threat quarterback. A lot of interceptions on Liberty. So step up, and now you got to play Georgia Tech, not the Sun Belt. So we'll see. I love Georgia Tech as a dog here. Unfortunately, they made him the favorite, which is surprising because of Prime. You'd think they'd be the dog, but we will see. Vegas, Sam Houston. Vegas, we saw last week, 35-31 over Idaho State, who's Division II. So they gave up a lot of points, and who cares that scored 35 on Division II. And now they get Sam Houston, and Sam Houston got killed by Western Kentucky and the Abilene Christian quarterback, 41-24. So this UNLV should score points on them, but we don't know their defense if they're giving up 31 to Idaho State. But Sam Houston's kind of weak. You like the UNLV over? Well, I mean, I like that Sam Houston gave up 41 to Western Kentucky. I'm not thrilled about. It's a big over, and Sam Houston's quarterback isn't that good. They got 24 in Western Kentucky. Yeah, we'll find out. Again, Vegas gave up a lot of points. It could get there over. I don't know. First we learn and then we bet. Central Michigan, San Jose State 11.5, 50.5. Has that number moved? Not really. That number's about the same. I like San Jose State. I like the Navy guy as their coach. Central's in a flux. They got a new coach, McElwain, who was good at Colorado State, sucked at Florida, goes to Central. That really doesn't do anything there. He had a few decent games, but nothing special. I don't know. We'll see on this one. Purdue, Ball State, Purdue 18.5, 50.5. There is a team. Did they get any better? They got the Vegas coach, I guess. The quarterback is new. Ball State was an over team with the 40 defense. But you don't know what to do with this because Purdue basically, as far as I'm concerned, they have no offense. They have a terrible defense. Ball State's an over. I'm wondering if Ball State isn't a live dog here. Getting 24.5, they could score, although they have a new coach and a new quarterback, so now it becomes unknown. All right, Saturday. Actually, that was the start of Saturday. Saturday, we got Tennessee 14, 50.5 to Syracuse. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee. Heupel, good coach. They should be explosive. The thing is, last year they had a great defense, and Pierce gets drafted in the first round by Atlanta. I don't know what they have. With the transfer portal, that's the problem. You don't know if they've got great defensive players from the transfer portal. And therefore, you don't know if they got this killer defense again, which would say I probably don't want to go over if they got a 14 defense again. But I don't know. Syracuse, they lost their quarterback, the Ohio State guy, and they brought in a new guy. He's I think he's the one from this is the Notre Dame backup and Jelly. Well, put it this way, they brought in a freshman who's starting, CJ Carr, over Angeli, so I wonder how good he is, especially at Tennessee. So I'm not really sure what to do there. Do you go over or do you go Tennessee? I don't see how you take Syracuse in the game, but I don't know. Tennessee, we don't know what their defense is, so we don't know if we can go over, right? We got to see that. Maryland, 14.5, 16.5 to Florida Atlantic. Maryland sucks this year. Florida Atlantic, where's that? Mary and Florida, there it is. So Florida Atlantic was an over team. Veltkamp is the new quarterback, came over from another one, so he's a transfer and a new coach and his the first time coaching. Great. Maryland's got a new quarterback and the coach who kind of sucks anyway. I don't know. Maryland, I don't know. At least Florida Atlantic's got a quarterback, so I don't know what Maryland's got. Uh, don't know. Texas, Ohio State, 1.5, 47.5. This keeps going 1.5, 2.5. Uh, I'm not an Arch Manning fan yet. Now, if he puts out 3 touchdowns and they win 21-6, I'll be an Arch Manning fan. At this point, he hasn't done shit in 2 years. Couldn't beat out Ewers. I'm not an Arch Manning fan. It shows he's kind of weak. And I know how much Archie or Peyton Manning choked, right? Eli Manning was good in college. Peyton Manning choked for Tennessee. He lost every year to Florida. Their one game. So I don't know. Total 47.5. This is your free pick. Go under 53.5, 54. 2 strong defenses, a 10 and a 14. 2 new quarterbacks. They're not going to light up 2 strong defenses. Now, I am fearful of Matt Patricia, as bad as he coaches, but we will see. But it's definitely an under. 2 strong defenses. They played in the playoff game. It was 28-14. It was a 42. This is 47.5, and you don't have anywhere near the quarterbacks. And it was 21-14 with a minute left, and Texas fumbled the ball, and Ohio State ran it back for a touchdown. So it's really what you could say a 21-14 game. So it's in the 30s. I doubt this gets much higher than that. Tulane, Northwestern. Tulane's 5.5, 46. That should be very good. Tulane got the BYU quarterback who was really good, but you can't have premarital sex at BYU. It's crazy. So he lost his scholarship, and so he transferred to Tulane. It's a good fit. They got a strong team. And Northwestern picked up Stone. Alex should know this, from SMU. He was pretty good there. It's got to be better than what they had. So this will be an interesting game. Old Mississippi State, Southern Miss. Old Mississippi State, 13.5, 61.5. Basically, it's the same. Again, Southern Miss is now Marshall, their coach and quarterback game. Their quarterback was 19 touchdowns, 2 picks last year for Marshall. So Southern Miss is not a Z team. They're a B team now. Now, it might take them a little bit to transform, to get used to the new coach, and the quarterback probably got some of his receivers there and everything else. Old Mississippi State, an over team. They score a lot. They give up 34 a game also. So Marshall actually gave up 23, but I don't expect 20. I don't expect a 23 right away. I expect probably maybe a 30. Old Mississippi State should be in the 30s, and it's probably close to this 61.5. I think. I think you're going to get right around there. The big game, Merrimack against Kent State. Kent State laying 7. Kentucky 9.5, 47.5 to Toledo. Toledo's a very good MAC team. Kentucky usually has a good defense. They got a new quarterback. There's not much. Coach Bowden. Toledo could be competitive in this game. One of the few times MAC against SEC that you could take the MAC team. Let's see. Indiana goes against Old D. Indiana 23.5, 54.5. Indiana should be strong again. A good coach. Mendoza at quarterback, so it's somebody that can play. Can he play in this system? Because he was at Cal. He was okay. He wasn't great, but he was okay. And then you have Old D, which we're still trying to figure out. Old D was an over team with a 28 defense. Coach and quarterback are back. So what are you going to do? So Indiana should be able to score on Old D. Can Old D score on Indiana? Indiana's got to get used to each other with all the recruits. So 54.5. Old D. I saw Indiana light up UCLA like 50-10 at UCLA last year. So they're a pretty good machine. we'll see if they're, how they do week one, but it's about a good spread. 23.5, 54 is about right. Nevada, Penn State 44.5, 56.5. Your problem is it's like baseball. How long does the starting pitcher pitch? How long are they going to keep their starters out there? They're laying 44.5. It'll be 35-0 at halftime. I doubt Nevada scores. Nevada's got a new quarterback, same coach, and a 28 defense. So Penn State easily is in the 30s. The question is, does Nevada get a touchdown on the third string? And then does Penn State keep playing, or does he pull the pitcher, in the seventh inning and leave you with the bullpen who sucks? So that's what you got with Penn State. Their starters won't be in the fourth quarter. So are they going to be up by 50 points and cover for you, or you're going to need a touchdown? You got the third string out there. That's the problem with the 44-point lines. And then we have to know the coach. Urban Meyer would cover this. He would make sure he knew the line and he would cover this, right? We need a touchdown at the end. Put the starters back in and get a touchdown. He would always cover Urban Meyer. Nick Saban didn't always cover the big numbers. And so you have to know what type of guy this is. So let's take a look at Penn State last year. And let's see if they had big spreads and how they did in them. When in doubt, you dig up, you dig in. So Penn State last year in a big number game, they beat Bowling Green 34-27. Kent State 56-0. Now Nevada is not as bad as Kent State. They beat Illinois, a good team, 21-7. UCLA, average team, 27-11. At USC, they won in overtime, 33-30. At Wisconsin, 28-13. Against Ohio State, of course, they lost, 20-13. Beat Washington, 35-6. Purdue. Now, Purdue's probably very similar to Nevada. And Purdue was a Z team last year, 49-10. They won by 39. Minnesota, Maryland, 44-7. Then they lose to Oregon in the Big Ten championship game. Then they beat SMU 38-10. They beat Boise. God, what a shit playoff. SMU and Boise, 31-14. And then they play a real team in the playoff and lose 27-24 to Notre Dame. So nowhere, there was one game, Kent State, 56-0, that we could get 11 guys here and beat the Z team, Kent State, 56-0. So they don't show that they really blow out the weaker teams. And I don't know how weak Nevada is. Nevada's not a Z team. Nevada's an E team. They score in the 20s and they give up 28. So this is not a Z team. So this line, I think, is way too high. It's the bullshit. Oh, they got two running backs coming back and the quarterback. Well, the quarterback's nothing. The running backs, okay, so you're going to run them, but they're not going to be in the fourth quarter. And, like I said, they'll get into the 30s. It looks like Nevada will score a little bit on Penn State. They don't shut you out, which then makes the total of 56.5. I can't read it. It was 59. So a total of 56.5 could be doable. How strong is Penn State's defense? It was a 16 last year, but I didn't see any shutouts. To get the over here, you need Nevada to score 14 points. That forces Penn State to keep their players in and put up a 40, and you got a 58, which covers. I don't buy the 44.5. I would run away from that. I mean, they're acting like Nevada is Kent State or UMass. I mean, UMass, I'd lay 44. They're the worst team in football, but Nevada's not. So I don't. This line, I think, is way too high. Temple's down to 1.5. Very interesting. Temple's got the Sam Houston coach. That's why I'm interested in it. And the total of 47.5. Who in their right mind's betting on UMass? You got to be out of your mind. UMass is the worst team. They're a Z team that doesn't score and gives up 35 a game. Now, maybe they don't know Temple's got the new coach. That makes a huge difference, the Sam Houston coach. So we'll see, but that's, I don't know if I have the balls to bet Temple yet. I will later because of the Sam Houston coach is very good, and Sam Houston was right in the thick of the, I think, Conference USA, and they won a lot of good games. So this is not last year's Temple. This is a new coach Temple, just like the new coach at Southern Miss. It's not the same coach. So keep your eye on Temple there. Georgia Marshall. Now this is a little different than Penn State. Georgia 39.5, 55.5. Pissed off Georgia team. New quarterback. Hopefully they got running backs. They lacked running backs last year. The defense will be, it's going to be really good. So what else is new, right? So Georgia, they're probably going to shut out Marshall because the quarterback went to Southern Miss. The coach went to Southern Miss. They got a new coach at Marshall, a new quarterback, and this is the first time he's ever been head coach. So I think you got Georgia here. I don't know. They're not a team that puts up 50, 60 points in this type of game, but I would almost guarantee Marshall being shut out. So I don't know what else to do with that. Maybe we go Georgia under, which is what we love to do, but I got to get a feel on that. Alabama, 13.5, 15.5 to Florida State. They got the quarterback in from Boston College. They got rid of Buglia. He's the fourth stringer on San Diego. What is San Diego doing? Trey Lance, Buglia. We'll make them better. Come on. Harbaugh can't coach quarterbacks. Alabama should be pissed off. They didn't make the playoff. They lost 4 or 5 games with Milrose. Problem is, this is Milrose's replacement. So I'm frozen here. I normally would jump all over Alabama, but Florida State's going to be pissed too. They were terrible last. They were a Z team. How do you go from undefeated to a Z team? So I don't know what to do here. I'm still debating it with myself. Alabama, I'd be shocked if they didn't win the game, but then 13.5, you got to cover 7. 50.5, I don't know. I don't know how strong the quarterbacks are going to be and how strong the defenses are going to be. So this is unknown, uncharted territory. Air Force and Bucknell. Gotta love the Air Force there. I don't do Division IIs. Oregon, they played Montana State. This will be interesting because their quarterback sucks. DeAndre Moore was at UCLA, and he sucked. He was highly recruited, but he was terrible. But that was as a freshman. Oregon tends to bring in the quarterbacks and teach them the style, and, we will see. Here you go. The money line on this is Oregon minus 10,000 to win 100. They're laying 28. But here's where I tell you to stay away from this shit. Montana State should be plus 10,000, right? They're plus 1,600. So you got to lay 10 grand on Oregon, but you only get 1,600 on Montana State. So let's say you like Montana State and you're worried about the quarterback. You only get 1,600, but you got to lay 10,000. This is why I stay away from money lines right there. All right, let's see. Coastal Carolina, Virginia. Virginia's got the kid from North Texas who threw for 35 touchdowns. Look for Virginia to score a lot more. 12.5, 58.5. Coastal Carolina is a over team with a 30 defense. They get a new quarterback, and the coach is back. So, again, you got the new quarterback. We have no idea. And that's where a lot of these games, you got the new quarterback. What do? UTSA, Texas A&M. A&M 24.5, 56.5. Now, we know the UTSA quarterback McCown's very good. Threw for like 28 touchdowns last year. Very good, potent offense. But when you run up against an A&M team, Reed, I don't know how good a quarterback he is. Do they have a new coach? No, the coach is coming back. Can UTSA score in this game? If they can, it's an over. But every time they go up against Alabama and Georgia, they get their ass kicked, 52-0. That's how Nick Saban would just blitz them all game, and they wouldn't have time to throw. So what you thought, like Western Kentucky, oh, they'll score 20 on Alabama. Now they get shut out or get 7 because they don't have time to throw. You need a lot of screen passes against if you're going like UTSA has to have a lot of screen passes, a lot of quick crossing routes where they get rid of the ball quickly. They won't have time. So we'll see. But I don't know. I'm not sold on A&M. Michigan, 34.5, 49.5, starting underwear, their new quarterback. I have no idea. We'll see, but this isn't high school. New Mexico, now they lost Devin Dampierce at Utah, their quarterback. So it's a new quarterback and I believe a new coach. They had a 38 defense last year. I can't imagine it being any better. Michigan tends to play strong defense in these games, although, we'll see how they're recruiting. The total on the game is 50. It's 34.5, 50. Michigan tends to win these games against the shit teams at home. In front of the crowd, they're much better. So I don't know. Do you play? I don't know how you play Michigan, but I think maybe you think Michigan's going to probably shut them out. But we'll see who New Mexico's new quarterback is. But New Mexico's not going to score too much. Well, they shouldn't. Now, we had Mikey Keene last year when they opened Fresno State. He was a whole different. He was a real quarterback, and we knew Mikey Keene. Utah State 660.5 against UTEP. We'll see both these teams. UTEP's a Z team. Utah State was an over team, but they got a new coach and a new quarterback. No, I think the coach is returning, but they got a new quarterback, and UTEP's returning coach or they got a new coach and returning quarterback. Missouri State, USC. Now, as I was looking at Missouri State, they scored a lot in their Division II games. Are they going to walk into SC and put up 38 points? I don't know. Do they have is the quarterback returning? Yes, the quarterback is returning and the coaches. So they do run a pretty high octane offense. We know USC does, 35, 59.5. This should be interesting. Now USC is the UCLA defensive coordinator from 2 years ago when UCLA had like the 15 defense. So we will see. USC should light them up pretty good because Missouri State gave up a lot of points. So it's either does USC put up a 60 on them or what are they going to do? This we don't know. And who's barking at me? All right. So again, we want this in week 3. Then we could lock it, but we don't know what we're going to get. So we're looking at that. So I like USC's quarterback. We don't even know Missouri State's name. Well, we'll see what Alex has given us. But the 35.5, if Montana State can score a lot, then it's, you take it over. But again, there's too much. Again, USC might have this great defense this year. A lot unknown. Now, one we know, Clemson 3.5, 57.5 over LSU. We know Brian Kelly. We know Neusmeyer. We know Klubnik and Dabo Sweeney. So we know what we're getting here. It's at Clemson, 3.5, 57.5. Should be a good game. If it's played the way it is, then I think we have a good idea what to do with it. Ole Miss, Georgia State, Ole Miss 35.5, 59.5. I have no idea on this spread. Ole Miss, an A team, Georgia State a W with a 33 defense, Ole Miss with the 14. Now, is Ole Miss and Tennessee going to have this superstar defense again? Ole Miss has a new quarterback. Now Kiffin normally runs a high octane offense, so we'll see. Georgia State's a W with the returning quarterback. I don't know if that helps them or not. Texas State, 13.5, 58.5 against Eastern. Texas State is an A team, 24 defense, new quarterback, returning coach. The coach is a very smart offensive mind. So look for Texas State to score a lot, right? No matter who. Eastern was an over team. New quarterback, same coach, 28 defense. So we'll see. You got a new quarterback, which I think it's Kim from Michigan State. I think's the Eastern. So we will see. This could be an over, but I got to check the quarterback out. Texas State definitely will be explosive. It's like Josh Heupel. They're going to score because he's an offensive mind, or Applewhite at South Alabama. You know they're going to have good offenses. North Texas, Texas State. These are your over teams. So you're going to get that. But we just got to see if it's a new quarterback. But you think if he recruited him, he's pretty good. Rice, Lou Lafayette, 11.5, 47.5 over Rice. Rice was an under team with the 25 defense, new coach, new quarterback, Lou Lafayette, an A team, 23 defense, new quarterback, returning coach. I don't know. I usually like Lou Lafayette. We'll see. So, here's a real sneaky one. North Texas is 25-64 to Lamar. Now, we don't know Lamar, but North Texas, is going to score because of the style of their coach. Again, so maybe a late 25 with North Texas. But if you do, research Lamar. And I don't really look at Division II, but that's a kind of a sneaky one because we know North Texas is going to put up points. But we got to know Lamar first. Let's see. Georgia Southern, 2.5, 51.5 over Florida State. Fresno State. Fresno State started as the favorite. They looked really bad against Kansas, so they're thinking they're not very good. And, this game's at Fresno State. That game was at Kansas. Kansas is a much better opponent. How good's Georgia Southern? Georgia Southern was an over team last year with the 27 defense, returning coach and quarterback. So I don't know. You just jump on Georgia Southern here. I liked them as the dog, but is Fresno State this bad, or did Kansas make them look this bad? So, again, it's totally different now. They're at home. We'll see what they got. Hawaii, Arizona 17.5, 52.5. Cal and Oregon State 1.5, 49.5. Oregon State's got Malik Murphy, who was the quarterback at Texas, but got beat out by yours, went to Duke, and he lit it up there. Now he transferred to Oregon State, and they play in Cal, and Mendoza's gone. And I think they would have a new quarterback. They have a new quarterback. Mendoza went to Indiana. So I like Murphy there. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Washington -21, 53.5. Washington, the new quarterback, supposed to be really good. He played a little bit last year, just mop-up duty, but supposed to be a very good passer and a very good runner. So we will see what we have. Colorado State, though, is not terrible. They're an E team with the 24 defense, so that's pretty respectable. Returning coach and quarterback. Washington's he's really not a new quarterback. I think he played the bowl game and he was decent. But they got the good coach from Arizona. They brought in a good defensive coordinator. So look for Washington to be strong this year. Utah, UCLA. UCLA's got the volleyball player from Tennessee. I'm not sure Deshaun Foster is a head coach or not. Utah's got Dampier from New Mexico, who was not a great quarterback, but a great runner. He was 11 and 11. It's touchdowns, interceptions. Utah will bring the strong defense. UCLA, so they got the volleyball player. We'll see if he wasn't that great at Tennessee, which is surprising with their offense, but he was a freshman or whatever his first year. So we'll see at UCLA. We'll see. I'm curious about Utah this year, and BYU's got a great defense and a freshman quarterback. South Carolina 7.5, 52.5 to Virginia Tech. Norris there. South Carolina is the better team in this game. And Notre Dame, Miami, we've got Notre Dame 2.5, 49.5. Miami gets Carson Beck from Georgia. We'll see how that works. Their problem is they still have Cristobal, who sucks as the coach. Notre Dame, the quarterback's highly recruited, but, of course, they had great running back, great defense, and apparently they brought in a lot of receivers. This is like Notre Dame's playoff game, right? If they win, they have nothing left. I think USC will be their only other game. They have a very light schedule, which I would too if I can make the 12-team playoff with one loss. Miami, I don't buy them. I didn't buy Cam Ward. They gave up a lot of points in the Syracuse game and lost that one. So I don't know, but Notre Dame's going to bring the defense. So should be a good game. And then our last game is the TCU 3.5, 56.5 to North Carolina. Belichick, they do have the quarterback, Gio Lopez from South Alabama is their quarterback. TCU, love their quarterback, Hoover, and their coach, very good coach. So that's what we have. That's college football. I have 2 picks in. I'm about to add probably 4 or 5 after studying with you right now. I have an idea on some. I usually try to, what I deliberate is get rid of the losers. So I look for live dogs as we had Iowa State. I look for live favorites. I look for even teams where I want to take the dog. I look for weak favorites like Fresno State, although now they're the dog. And that's what I look for to pick. So that's that. Let's go to baseball real quick. And then I'm getting a haircut. So I am out of here in about 10 minutes. That's why I'm on bright and early. Let's see if we get Gold. Now, watch. Gold did a 10 o'clock drop, but I guarantee you at 10:10, it'll be jumped back up to 33.80 and silver 38.27. I love when people try to say, well, silver is a industrial metal. Bullshit. Silver is money. Don't let anybody tell you it isn't money, and that's the point of silver. It's like gold. Gold could be an industrial metal. It's too fucking expensive. All right, let's look at yesterday, 826. Boston wins 5-0. We don't have Atlanta. We win 11-2. They beat Miami. We have the Yankees over 9, and the Yankees win 5-1. The bastards. Philly over 8.5. And yes, the Mets win 6-5. We hit that one. We have Houston. Milwaukee's winning again, 9-8. KC 5, the White Sox 4. Pittsburgh 8, St. Louis 3. Texas 7, California 3. All right, where's Houston? Houston loses to Colorado. Hunter Brown with the 2.37 ERA gives up 6 runs. Houston scores 1. So we lose with Houston. San Diego 7, Seattle 6. We lose with the Cubs. Matthew Boyd against Verlander. Verlander finally pitches 5-2. Frisco over the Cubbies. We have Oakland over Detroit, which we won in the bottom of the 10th inning with the stupid guy at second. What is that? and they win. And then we have the Dodgers 6-3 with Kershaw. So we win 1, 2, 3, 4, and we lose 1, 2, 3. So we go 4-3, right? 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 3-3. Yeah, 4-3. So a winning day. Let's quickly do today's. 8/27. So we're getting to Labor Day. Labor Day is Monday. Washington at the Yankees at 1 o'clock. Cade Cavalli against Max Fried. Max Fried has not been pitching well. We're going to go under here. Under 8.5. 2 units. Fried went from a 2.5 ERA to a 3.1. He has not been pitching well. We'll see. He's at home to Washington. Atlanta, Miami, Joey Wentz against Rustin Gusto, both with 5 ERAs. We'll ignore that. Maybe we go over. Did we go over yesterday? No, we played Atlanta. All right. Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, 130. No. I think they're on the, well, we'll see. We'll check our streaks in a minute. Tampa 137.5. Drew Rasmussen 10-5, 262 against Slade Ciccone. Let's go Tampa here. San Diego, Seattle. Hugh Darvish against Ric Flair. Oh, an interesting game. We're going to go Seattle and take Ric Flair. Brian Wu 11-7 with the 2.94. Hugh Darvish 3-3 with the 5.36. Boston, Baltimore, Brian Bello, 10-6 at the 3.07. Dimitri Ends, 1-2 with the 4.97. No, thank you. Minnesota, Toronto, Simon Woods Richardson, 5-4, 4.24 against Eric Lauer, 8-2 with the 2.76. Okay, we'll take Toronto. Because he's 8-2 with the 2.76. So the 2.76 is real. The Phillies and the Mets. The Mets won yesterday. The Mets won 58.5. Taiwan Walker, 4-6 with the 3.44 against Nolan McLean, 2-0 with the 1.46. Not enough information to take McLean, so I'm going to pass on the game. I like taking Philly, but I can't, Let's see. He's got a 1.46 in 2 games. Well, let's take a quick look. I don't have too much time, but college, Oklahoma State, drafted 2023 in the 3rd round. He's only pitched 2 games. Seattle, he won 3-1. He pitched 5 innings, 2-hitter, no runs. And then against Atlanta, they won 12-7. He pitched 7 innings and gave up 2 runs. So I don't have enough information on Nolan McLean. Or is that Lucy McLean? Or John McLean? Maybe it's John McLean. Although he doesn't know where he is. He's got dementia. Arizona, Milwaukee 145, 8.5. Ryan Nelson, 6-3, 3.63 against Quinn Priester, 11-2 with a 3.44. So thanks. Maybe let's go with Milwaukee. They've been, they can't keep the streak going forever, but they've been winning. They got 83 wins. The best team in baseball. KC and the White Sox, Ryan Burgett, 1-1 with the 2.79 against Aaron Chevalier, 3-8 with the 5.02, which is good on the White Sox, but I will pass. Pitt St. Louis, I'm going to pass no matter what, unless it's Scanes. California and Texas, the worst pitcher in baseball, 3-10 with the 6.19 against Jacob Blatt. So we're going to go Texas here, betting against the worst pitcher in baseball, Jack Konowitz. I don't know how he won 3 games. He's terrible. Colorado, Houston, Chase Dolliner, 2-10 to 6.91. Framber Valdez, 11-7 with the 3.32. But I heard something on Framber Valdez when I was up north. And basically, he's like 0-6 with a 10 ERA after the All-Star break. So we're ignoring the 3.32. Cincinnati and the Dodgers, Nick Lodolo, 8-6, 3.05. Shotani, 0-1 with the 4.61. I don't know what they're doing with the guy. Just leave him in the outfield. He's got a big arm. Why are you pitching him? It makes no sense. So I'm going to ignore that. Cubs and the Niners, Colin Ray, 3.96 against Carson Whitehurst, 1-1 with the 4.91. And no, thank you. And then Detroit, Oakland. Now, as I said, Oakland beat Scooble, so I bet him yesterday, and they beat whoever, Charlie Morton, who sucks. And now they get a chance at Casey Mize, 12-4 at the 3.68 against Luis Morales, 1-0 at the 1.72. Total on the game's 10.5. I'm going to go with Oakland again. Casey Mize has not played well. Oakland, I think, is going to sweep them. And they got who knows how good Luis Morales is. So baseball, the Yankees under 8.5, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Toronto, Milwaukee, Texas, and Oakland. I don't think Detroit prepares properly to go to the West Coast. Clearly, Scooble did not fly there early because he pitched like shit, gave up 7 runs. Why didn't he go there Friday? He's not going to pitch Saturday or Sunday. Let him get used to the time. If you think you can just fly there and you're going to be fine, you're out of your minds. I fly to Europe. I need a nap. I mean, I need a 3-4 hour nap, and I'm walking around in the daze for 2 days. I certainly couldn't pitch baseball. Anyway, so that's baseball. We won't talk NFL right now. We don't have the time. It's 10:16, so I got to go real quick. Anything? I'm watching this. Trump fund to steal your retirement. I assume that's stable coin. I don't trust Trump. Ukraine's weapons, the problem no one talks about. I'll have to watch that. I hate these. Hold this much silver to retire now. Buy as much silver as you can. It's not, oh, you want to retire now. Why? He'll look at his charts. I hate this guy. He'll look at his chart and say, oh, it's about to go. And the chart's meaningless because these are price fixed. These are all options. You can't look at a chart. The chart's not going to tell you. That's why you've never seen silver over 50. You can't look at a chart. It's based on the dollar going out and supply and demand on physical silver and getting to a physical silver exchange. All right. So don't watch those. Let's see. Bad news for Trump. China's new currency. China launches new currency to replace the US dollar, which we know is the gold-backed currency. So we already know about this. But I don't like this Richard Wolff guy. Don't watch anything with Richard Wolff. He's a communist. We don't want to listen to him. Don't listen to Martin Armstrong, he did a Ponzi scheme. Do you want to listen to, it's like listening to Madoff. Is that who you want to listen to? So be careful who you're listening to, but avoid this Wolf guy and avoid Martin Armstrong and avoid the Luke Fickle or whatever his name is. Trump's Civil War plan exposed, whatever. See, some of these you got to take with a grain of salt. You don't know what the fuck. They're just trying to get headlines. The panic begins. The West's worst fear exposes Russia is not collapsing. Well, it's because they got gold. Funny how you got gold, you don't collapse. Ukraine-Russia war will rage on because nobody wants to end it. The West doesn't want to end it. Zelensky doesn't want to end it because then they lose power. So they're more worried about power than killing their own people. It's just amazing. And they're going to go broke because wars are expensive. These missiles and tanks and drones and everything else cost a lot of money. You can't just keep going, and you can't just keep printing money and thinking it won't lose value. So here comes China and BRICS with the gold-backed currency, and now Africa with the gold-backed currency, and you're fucked. All right, with that, I am going to call it a day. I am sorry, but I will try to be back later this afternoon. Time to get a haircut. It's been like 6 weeks. I was going to get it last week, but I went up to Traverse, went up to the lake. So this week. All right. I will talk to you soon. Have a nice day. www.teaserking.com. The internet didn't fuck up for us today. Happy times. Oh, and one other thing, Africa also came out with a gold-backed currency, Burkina Faso. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. They're leading Africa into a gold-backed currency. So a lot of gold coming out. And oh yeah, we don't have any. We do personally, but the US doesn't have any. Or we'll see if they do. I don't know. Trump won't let it leave anyway.